boys okay?
The Boys is a very dark take on superhero comics and lore, and for good reason. The writer of it wanted a very different kind of story showing what it would be like if characters like the Justice League weren't as altruistic as they seemed and caused just as much damage as they did good, but without the remorse. Amazon's live-action adaptation of the comic was a major hit, and fans are eagerly waiting for Season 2 to arrive. But before that, check out 10 things you missed in The Boys Season 1. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
Number 10. The Seventh Member.
Daddy's home.
Teams and their members are very important, and as such, most comic adaptations are very strict on making sure that the characters shown on screen are the ones that are in the comics in some way, shape, or form. But with The Boys, they did change it up a little. While Translucent played a pivotal role in the first few episodes of the show, he was not in the comics. The seventh superhero was actually an alien named Jack from Jupiter. Now that's a very curious change, but one that they no doubt did intentionally for one reason or another. Likely because of physical appearance, or to try not to have an alien on the show because that might hurt the overall budget for the show, which as some fans know, wouldn't let the heroes just do certain things. Number 9. Batman and the X-Men.
Alright, sit tight.
As noted, The Boys are basically meant to be a parody of sorts of the superhero world, where the heroes are the villains and the villains are actually the ones you can trust to take down the heroes and actually have a good reason for doing so. The Seven are a riff on the Justice League in numerous ways, with Homelander being a sociopathic Superman, A-Train being a riff on the Flash, and more. But if you listen closely, you'll hear parodies of other characters as well. In episode 6, at the support group meeting, a woman mentions a character in the comics named Tech Knight. And while we don't see him yet in the show, he's supposed to be a parody of Batman, because Batman is nothing if not a knight, a dark knight with a lot of tech. Another group of heroes in the comics we haven't seen yet is the G-Men, which Stillwell refers to in episode when talking about a new movie title. The G-Men are a parody of the X-Men from Marvel Comics, and in many ways that new name is a riff on what the X-Men are all about. Because a G-Man is a reference to someone who works for the government, and the X-Men have never had the best relationship with the government, well, ever. Still, it's good to see them embracing the full nature of their parody ways. Number 8. The Simon Pegg Influence.
Good for you.
When making comics, writers and artists have a lot of freedom, including being able to model certain people in the comics off of certain people in the real world, within limits of course. The character of Huey in the comics was designed to look like Simon Pegg the actor. In the TV series, Pegg plays Huey's father, which is pretty cool and hilarious all at the same time. Pegg even says "jings" at one point, and a nod to one of Huey's catchphrases in the comics. But it goes beyond that, because the Star Trek fans will know that Abrams vs. Star Trek had Pegg in the movies playing the beloved character Scotty. However, the actor behind Billy Butcher, Karl Urban, was also in Star Trek as McCoy. So not only are you having a case where an actor you based a character off of is in your show, but you're getting a Star Trek reunion as well, which is perfect because Star Trek 4 has been long gestating and fans likely aren't going to get it. So enjoy this instead. And hey, maybe Billy will meet Huey's dad and ask for more power, or ask him to change the laws of physics. Live long and prosper, everyone. Number 7. Terror.
Robin?
Here's another one about comic accuracy that those who have read the comics will understand and appreciate in the best way possible. Huey asks Butcher if he has a dog, because he sees dog toys in the backseat of his car. Butcher responds, no. But in the comics, he does have a bulldog named Terror, which we do see briefly in a flashback. The show's co-creator Eric Kripke said in a Reddit AMA that we can expect to see more of Terror in Season 2. But given the ending of Season 1, in which Billy's purpose for killing the Seven is basically dissolved, you have to wonder what version of Terror we're going to see, because there was a clear reason why he said no to that question. But given the reveal of Billy's family, things are going to take many twists, no doubt. How will it all play out on large scale? What will Billy do when he sees Terror? Or will they keep it in the flashback route? It's hard to say, but we'll soon find out. Number 6. Breaking Bad.
You see, hydrofluoric acid won't eat through plastic.
It will, however, dissolve metal.
In episode 3, the scene showing Butcher and Frenchie cleaning up Translucent's remains might seem familiar to those who happen to watch a lot of television, especially those who watch a lot of good television, and mainly because it's very much like the scene in Breaking Bad when Walt and Jesse are cleaning up the corpse of Emilio. This isn't just a casual nod though to the franchise, as the writer of the episode of The Boys, George Mastras, also worked on Breaking Bad, which is really good because the writers of Breaking Bad were very much top-notch. Another Breaking Bad reference is in the finale, when we meet Edgar, played by Giancarlo Esposito. Esposito has been making the rounds on many shows, both big and small, because of his breakout performance in Breaking Bad and its spin-off show, Better Call Saul, as Gus Fring. And you'll be seeing more of Edgar in Season 2, including in the opening scene that is out now on the internet. Number 5. Whose headquarters is this anyway?
Same person as always. Me.
In episode 6, one of the Butcher's demands from Susan Rayner, the deputy director of the CIA, is a headquarters in the Flatiron Building in New York City. This building is actually the boys' headquarters in the comics. While a small thing, it's another clever nod to the comics, which obviously had to be adapted in certain ways to match the filming. But to have the boys set up in the place where the Seven were stationed in the comics, that's meta. Number 4, the Homelander Speech.
Sounds like the American thing to do! Sounds like the right thing to do!
Without a doubt, one of the biggest scenes in the first season of The Boys is the plane scene where Homelander, well, let's just say that things don't go well and leave it at that. It's one of the many scenes that prove that the Seven really aren't the heroes of the show and that things are only going to get worse. Anyway, after the plane crashes, Homelander makes a speech, and it's one that will be very familiar to those who know recent US history. A man says to him, "We hear you, Homelander," and he replies, "And I hear you, brother. I hear you. And the world hears you." This is, of course, a reference to George Bush's famous speech to the people and workers after 9/11. As he was making a speech, a man noted that he couldn't hear Bush speak, and so Bush shouted back, "But I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you." It's considered one of Bush's best speeches as it was one from the heart, which was what American people needed, which might be why Homelander said it to make it seem like he cared about the incident that just happened. Number 3, Supernatural.
Bobby?
Eric Kripke is co-creator of The Boys, and if you know his credits, you'll know that he worked on the hit CW show Supernatural, which is going to be ending this year after 15 seasons. Secretary of Defense Robert Singer is played by an actor named Jim Beaver. Beaver also starred in Supernatural and was the beloved character Bobby, who has been on and off the show for those 15 seasons. Number 2, The Fly.
Bang.
Easter eggs are all over shows like The Boys, and one of them that fans seem to pick up on was that flies were all over the shots in some cases. While fans think this is teasing a future reveal of another superhero, Kripke has confirmed that this was just a happy accident and that these were just real flies left in the shot to highlight the corruption of the world that all these characters are struggling through. So sorry, The Fly here yet. Number 1, scenes not shown here.
You want me to just suck it up and do this for you?
There is a lot that goes into making a TV series based on a comic, and at times there are scenes that aren't able to be translated well, or are just so dang controversial that the studios won't show them. For The Boys, there are 2 major instances of this. In Season 1, Starlight uses a speech to out the Deep as a member of the Seven who abused and assaulted her, and used the public's outcry for justice to get the Deep sent to Ohio, where he got a taste of his own medicine. But in the comics, it was Homelander, Black Noir, and A-Train who abused her in the worst way, and then got away with it, for the most part considering The Boys came to play. This changes because the creators knew that the Me Too movement shouldn't be lessened and thus altered the story to make it feel more appropriate for the times. The creators also admitted that when it came to one scene featuring Homelander, Amazon gave a hard no, and the creator couldn't believe that this was where they drew the line. What was the scene? Let's just say it involved Homelander on an eagle statue without pants and doing, well, things.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.
So what did you think? What did you think of this look at The Boys Season 1 and some of the things that you missed or didn't notice right away? Which of these things helps you see the show in a different light? Are you excited for Season 2 to come around? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.